Nail Yakupov is often regarded as one of the biggest disappointments in NHL history. Leading up to the 2012 NHL entry draft, the young Russian forward was surrounded by immense hype and was even being compared to NHL superstars like Alexander Ovechkin and Ilya Kovalchuk. However, after being drafted, Yakupov's career with the Edmonton Oilers quickly went off the rails. But just how terrible did his NHL career turn out for a first overall pick? In today's video, we'll break down where it all went wrong and why Yakupov's NHL career seemed destined for failure from the very start. The early 2010s were an exciting period for Edmonton Oilers fans. Despite the team's significant struggles, the Oilers had assembled a promising group of young talent, and the future appeared bright. So when they landed the first overall pick again in the 2012 NHL entry draft, the excitement reached new heights. While the 2012 draft didn't have a clear-cut consensus number one pick like some previous years, most analysts believed Sarnia Sting forward Nail Yakupov was the top prospect. Yakupov was lauded for his elite skill set, speed, and powerful shot. His 2 seasons with the Sting supported these expectations, as he tallied an impressive 80 goals and 170 points in just 107 games. Though primarily seen as a goal scorer, Yakupov also showcased his playmaking ability, with 9 assists in 7 games at the 2012 World Junior Championship. However, there were red flags with Yakupov that were largely overlooked. While some scouts praised him as a good kid who meshed well with teammates, others pointed to his immaturity and cocky demeanor. That attitude was on full display during the 2012 World Junior Tournament, when Yakupov gave a highly animated interview after Russia defeated Canada. These concerns have since been reinforced.
We win Canada, third win in 80,000 people's red jersey. Everybody put red and white jersey. But we win, we score more goals, and how many shoots Canada shoot the outer pucks or outer nets, so we win.
Most notably by former NHL general manager Brian Burke. Burke famously called Yakupov the worst draft interview he'd ever conducted.
Yakupov won because he was the wild card, because we weren't going to take him. His draft interview was the worst interview I've ever had in my life.
Yakupov's was?
Terrible.
Adding that had the Toronto Maple Leafs, who had the 5th overall pick that year, been in a position to draft him, he wouldn't have done it. Beyond the attitude concerns, Yakupov's defensive game, or lack thereof, was another issue. He was often described as a player with many flaws, but his ability to make flashy, highlight reel plays seemed to overshadow those shortcomings at the time. In hindsight, scouts probably should have paid more attention to these warning signs. While Yakupov's NHL career is widely viewed as a bust, it actually started off quite well. It's easy to forget that he had a solid rookie season, which took place during the lockout-shortened 2012-13 season. Before joining the Oilers, Yakupov played 22 games in the KHL, then made his way to Edmonton for their 48-game season under head coach Ralph Krueger. In that rookie campaign, Yakupov scored 17 goals and tallied 31 points in 48 games, which put him on pace for 29 goals and 53 points over a full season. It seemed like a promising start. Unfortunately, that turned out to be the peak of his NHL career. In the 2013-14 season, Yakupov's production dropped significantly, managing just 11 goals and 24 points in 63 games, along with a troubling -33 rating. This decline was a major disappointment, but at the time, most fans and analysts saw it as a temporary setback rather than a sign of things to come. As it turns out, Yakupov's struggles during the 2013-14 season were a reflection of who he was as a player. He went on to spend 2 more underwhelming seasons with the Oilers before being traded to the St. Louis Blues just before the 2016-17 season, officially closing the door on his disastrous time in Edmonton. In his 4 seasons seasons with the Oilers, Yakupov managed just 111 points over 252 games. To make matters worse, he finished with a shockingly bad -88 rating, including a career-low -35 in the 2014-15 season. When he was traded, there was still hope that a fresh start in St. Louis might revive his career, especially since he was only 23 years old. But that revival never came. Yakupov played only 40 games for the Blues, frequently finding himself a healthy scratch, and when he did get into games, he saw limited ice time due to the lack of trust from the coaching staff. By then, most had written him off as one of the worst first overall picks in NHL history. However, given his raw talent, the Colorado Avalanche decided to give him one last shot, signing him to a one-year, $875,000 contract for the 2017-18 season. But once again, Yakupov failed to deliver, producing just 16 points in 58 games, further solidifying his status as a draft bust. The 2017-18 season marked Yakupov's final appearance in the NHL as he transitioned to the KHL, where he spent the last 8 seasons. His time in the KHL has followed a pattern similar to his NHL career. His first full season in 2018-19 was promising, as he tallied 23 goals and 33 points in 47 games. However, the following year was a disaster, with Yakupov managing just 10 goals and 10 assists in 46 games. His struggles led SKA to trade him to HC Vityaz, who then flipped him to Amur Khabarovsk for financial compensation just over a month later. For a former first overall pick, being traded for cash in the KHL likely represents one of the lowest points in Yakupov's career, among many other setbacks. So who's to blame for Nail Yakupov's failed NHL career? While there are rumors that Yakupov was stubborn and only wanted to focus on the flashy parts of his game, it wouldn't be fair to place all the blame on him. The Edmonton Oilers were likely one of the worst environments for a player like Yakupov to develop. Their management appeared directionless, seemingly relying on accumulating high draft picks without a coherent plan to support their growth. This lack of structure led to a bigger disaster. Even with 3 consecutive first overall picks from 2010 to 2012 and another in 2015 with Connor McDavid, the Oilers failed to make the playoffs until the 2016-17 season. Yakupov's development was also hampered by the constant turnover of coaches. In his 4 seasons with the Oilers, he played under 5 different head coaches, including Craig McTavish's brief interim stint. The instability didn't stop there, as he had 2 different head coaches during his single season with the St. Louis Blues, followed by yet another new coach in his year with the Colorado Avalanche. This lack of consistency and leadership undoubtedly played a role in Yakupov's struggles. Another reason Yakupov can't be entirely blamed for his failed NHL career is the state of the Oilers during his time with them. The team was terrible, and losing that often can create a toxic environment. The Oilers had a dismal record of 103, 153, and 38 over Yakupov's 4 seasons with them, which surely contributed to a negative atmosphere. That said, it's important to note that other players like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Taylor Hall, and Jordan Eberle went through those same tough years, but still emerged as solid NHL players. While Yakupov's situation was challenging, it clearly had a role in why his career turned out the way it did. But unlike his peers, Yakupov struggled to overcome it. In conclusion, Yakupov's story should serve as a cautionary tale for teams and fans who believe tanking for a first overall pick is a guaranteed path to success. While most first overall picks do develop into star-caliber players, Yakupov's case shows that it doesn't always work out that way. Despite the high expectations surrounding him, Yakupov's career serves as a reminder that player development requires more than just talent and draft position. It also depends on the right environment, stability, and support. And there you have it, the tragic story of Nail Yakupov's NHL career and how it became known as one of the biggest busts in NHL history. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think went wrong with his career and what the Oilers could have done differently to save him. If you like this video and want to see more, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next one.